we're driving on different vehicles and the roads were made, right? We're using different cell phones than the brand we started using. It's so hard to anticipate this, but when you talk about monetizing, what Daniel's talking about is like this, yeah, and everybody in the call has been talking about, there's this balloon effect of how fast can you expand to provide a choice to customers, but you're not going to be able to actually monetize that network for a while, right? If you were really smart as a provider, you'd build out one town and then the next town and the next town, but you're not taking care of the customer that needs you the fourth town over. So it's an interesting dilemma we have because enough money has flowed into the market lately where, and this started with CAF2 and the Reconnect program, where even equity partners are starting to step up. Utilities are starting to step up. There's new entrants. Daniel's making the point earlier that, or just now that he was in high school. He's one of those anomalies where he doesn't have any gray in his beard yet, right? But he's still out there building the fiber network. And so there's a lot of new entrants in the market and everybody's trying to solve for this known problem. Are you going to be able to monetize it? It's a land grab, like Daniel said. I don't even think you're monetizing at this point.
So I guess the question is the chicken or the egg. Is it, like Brian said, do you connect to the net? Do you get the infrastructure, or do you develop applications and do things that are going to drive adoption, right? That are going to drive interest. I mean, you can't do one without the other, but you also, one has to come.
Just going through a CARES Act build on a very tight timeline, there's absolutely no time to develop, interest or applications. It's all about construction. I mean, there's so much subsidy out there. I mean, traditionally a small operator, it would be very prudent to sell before the build, and that's typically the way most operators would do it. They wouldn't build speculatively. But when you flip the model and get significant upfront funding that it is subsidized and not yours, and they're just willing to give it to you, then that risk is off the table, and you just go for it. And I mean, there are some risks downstream of that. I mean, one of them is, we built, like I said, millions of dollars worth of plant in a short amount of time. That plant comes with significant OpEx day one that you do not have revenue for, because you can't, as hard as you may work to monetize a network, when you build it at extreme speeds, at least we haven't found a model where you can kind of, sign up your full penetration rate in a month or two. It traditionally, takes at least 18 months to get some sort of stabilized stream, and another 18, about 3 years to get kind of where your targets need to be. And so there is certainly a challenge with the back end of, this is like everything COVID, right? The whole process is flipped on its head. And right now, I think builders for the next 3 years are just going to be building as fast as they can and monetizing it after the fact.
You're saying monetizing the pipe is a marathon, not a sprint.
Well, it's like somebody, you're going to get picked up by the car, but the car drove 30 miles that way, and you got to go catch up to it. It's just not synced naturally, because you have these unnatural market forces in play, specifically huge amounts of subsidies. And so you got to act now with the build, and it creates havoc in an organization when you have all hands on deck for build, and the marketing team and the sales team is just left behind in the dust, and they have to they really have to retool, and that's what we did. I don't know what you did, Brian. Like for the 3 months that we were like hyper building, the sales team was in a locked in an office retooling, because there's like, we know what's about to hit here when all this network's done. We have no infrastructure in place to monetize this pipe today. And so it's going to take 3 months just to retool the team, start monetizing, when you do like a quantum leap in your construction like that. And so it's just I think this is kind of one of the themes of this conversation, is these significant paradigm shifts in our thinking.